I mean, I like to think before you put something in your mouth, you look at the website.
I mean, hey.
So like I mentioned, I did some work in the past with just very standard mouth guards, over-the-counter mouth guards. And, you know, my friends did a really good job of molding it and making it as custom as they could to help me on that power output side. And there was a lot of evidence that showed that when you have good and proper jaw placement specific to you as an athlete, you do experience a better power output, recovery. And these are all things we've done. So you fast forward now, you mentioned Instagram Shop, where I originally saw the brand. And knowing that there was something out there that was more specific, more custom, designed more for an intentional purpose, not so much just a night guard that we kind of molded into something that would help me from an athletic standpoint. You know, AIRWAAV was a company that was around, that had science around truly making athletes better. So here's the piece for it, mold it and put it in and just let it do its thing. So that was very attractive to me as somebody that needed it like now. And like by now, I mean like literally 2 days from now when we have our first game against the Guardians in the playoffs. So I think the application, reading about the science behind it, understanding that there's a piece that's designed for athletes, and not just baseball players, but athletes in general that have a requirement of their bodies and minds to be physical as often and as quickly and as intentional and as correct as they can. And that looks different for different athletes, but having a singular application that allows the custom fit to play into what that athlete needs was something that I was just like, yeah, this is just perfect. So,
can you describe it? Like, okay, first impression, this is just feedback for me too. Like, can you describe what was your first impression of like the experience with it, like fit wise, ease of use, just in general? What was your initial first impression of the product when you actually tried it out for the first time?
Yes. I mean, in all honesty, it took me a couple to get used to the mold. I put it in, it was really hot. I didn't leave it get cold enough. But when I did get that perfect fit and understanding how the piece really molds to what my jaw feels like and needs, you feel really good clamping down on something. And it's not like thin. It's not, it's just made well. It just holds up. You know, it was high intensity. So I took a lot of swings. I took a lot of reps with it in. Not even playing baseball, working out, you know, and it holds up tremendously well. There's no wear and tear on it. I mean, it was not going to stop working for me. And I think when you have something that like is comfortable and you feel like you're using something, you physically feel like its presence, it makes it work so much better because, in those moments where you clamp down, you need something stable. So the locked into my bottom jaw feeling, and then I kind of pop it out my tongue when I was in between having to, do something intense. It just felt like a glove almost, and almost like a key that kind of unlocked my ability to like relax. And then when I needed it to just like do what I do. So listen, it's a great experience, as an athlete. Making it can be tedious, but the other side of that is, it's really custom, and it's just so easy. So when you get it right, it's worth, the energy it takes to kind of, mess around with it.